Map 3, and would you believe it if I told you that Clutch Gaming could have taken this one 2-0?
Yeah, well, look at the top right. You see the scores on those previous two maps. It was close, and Inferno wasn't quite the showing we were expecting to see from IHC when it came down to it, but we'll have to see what they have in store for us on Overpass, a T-side start as well for them. Whether T-side did treat them well on Inferno, we're going to have to see whether or not Clutch can do the dirty as well on CT Pistol. They've been winning a lot of pistol rounds this series.
Imagine score by completely neglected. Completely neglected. Goodbye, Blitz. You're not getting the bomb down, even if you're going for your little hurricane shenanigans. Stardust is going to be able to find another as well. They haven't even realized that Imagine and Hustica were coming in from behind. Imagine still relatively undetected. It is IHC falling apart, and ignore the HUD. No, that isn't an eternal, never-ending bomb plant.
What a silly mistake, but incredible patience there from Imagine to simply let them all pass, because nobody even hazarded a look into barrels, and it just left it completely exposed. They were looking for more kills, but because it was a boosted setup in CT, IHC thought that there would be nobody on the bomb site. You know, usually when you go for plays like that, you're playing retake on the site, but they actually had somebody committed, so I guess a little mind game there from Clutch, but at the same time, check your corners. IHC, let that one slip.
Well, I would just like to remind everyone that the other playoff matches were also taking place right now. I'm going to be giving a spoiler, so in case you want to close your ears and yell la la la, this would be the time. New Happy beat out Eruption 2-0. Yes, I know what you're thinking. New Happy, isn't that the team that was, you know, number 6 in the group standing and only got bumped up because 3 teams dropped out of Group B/Group A? Yes, that is actually the team.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, you won't see that often. A eco round here from IHC, and somehow Blitz has gotten a knife kill and his hands on an M4.
That makes it dangerous.
Extremely. Bomb can go down as well, so it's a money-making kind of round here for IHC.
And Blitz's position is one where the armor will not matter at all. This is now back to a 2-on-2. They've got no idea where Blitz and company are playing from. And 910 has made a lot of noise, but it seems like Blitz hasn't heard it. Not quite that far. Meanwhile, Annihilation will be given the chance to readjust and reconfigure as he moves round. Right back to the B short instead. 910 does not have a kit, and it doesn't look like there is one nearby either. So this is going to be the full 10-second inches. He's already run out of time. The round is gone.
Yeah.
Annihilation is just one.
Oh dear. Might win the pistol, but the conversion is not so simple. A knife kill in and amongst the plant, and some lovely deagle headshots there from Annihilation. It all goes wrong. It spirals rather quickly. And, you know, I wonder whether this will be something that we'll touch on later on into this game, because Clutch didn't seem like they had the most importance placed on the B bomb site in the pistol round. You know, they committed 3 players there, but they left a pretty absent site that IHC didn't seem any the wiser about. Now as well, Blitz just able to creep up behind one of the players on Clutch. Like, that's just ridiculous. So mistakes being made by both squads. IHC not clearing barrels, Clutch not holding Monster. And it's netted round wins for the team that's blundered. Or round losses, I guess, for the team that's blundered. And Blitz knows all about blundering. You know, chess, Grandmaster, all that.
I don't think it was actually a Grandmaster.
Well, you know, whatever. He's good.
Master.
He is very good.
good. Yes, he have high number elo. Marago will be able to collect in a couple of easier frags, and you know what? Sometimes you don't need to play chess. It's okay.
Yeah, just a simple set of affairs here for IHC. Good timing on the initial swing from Mara. He even collected on the 3rd kill as well, so little eco fiend or half-by Fiend, is the coach of IHC. So now setting up to save, but Techno never left his spot, didn't need to. No resistance over on that B-bomb site, and so now just sets up a perimeter where it is no longer safe to cross if you're clutch. Nice to see a bounce back. You know, I was concerned with how poorly things went on Inferno, that clutch would just be too well up in their spirits, but we know IHC, we know they've been around the block. Might have had a slip up, but quick to rise back to their feet.
At the same time, we have to remember Clutch is across the series multiple times that they are able to reconfigure and recalibrate, right? So we saw that in Nuke. IHC had a pretty good lead there. We saw that in Inferno. You know, IHC was once again 9-6 up. They're able to reconfigure, recalibrate, and they're good to go. So don't count them out just yet. But yes, this is definitely promising signs for IHC that they're able to get these two out of the way.
It's also a team that we might have to add the caveat, the asterisk, because they've been doing a lot more travel than I think they're used to. IHC obviously going to Katowice, then to ESL Pro League, then to fly back home, play this, RMRs to think about. Got Rio, Melbourne coming up as well. It was all quite daunting.
They qualified for Rio. Or were they invited for it? Okay, interesting. I didn't know that.
I am Rio, I am Kato. They're attending.
In all fairness, I will say that they did have an earlier ESL Pro League group, right? So they probably have had plenty of time to come back. I don't want to take anything away from Clutch in that regards. At least it's not jet lag, most likely.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like they were the final group, like, for example, Rare Atom were. I think that was maybe why they opted out. You know, there's a lot of things to do all at the same time.
Two rifles maintained is actually a nice little boon. It helps you so much in the next few rounds. IHC will be significantly troubled by that fact. If they're able to keep on saving one or two over and over, could go a long way.
A true test. Fumbled against the low buy and were able to get nothing in the follow-up rounds. IHC reasserting themselves with this 3 in a row. Does. You talked about adaptations. I want to see some moves being made. 9-10 into the connector. The AWP will find it and hit its mark. Bartek did get the smoke down towards the bottom side of Con, so 9-10 sticking around wasn't likely. Oof. When you get caught in bad time, Techno already cheated to the other side of party, and 9-10 wasn't ready.
All comes down to imagine what he can get done here. He was great on Banana, but not quite so much here. And now Maura and Blitz both catching timings respectively created by some small movements. And the B-bomb site has been opened up and left. Ready for the T-sign to occupy. The only thing that they have to now worry about is Techno and him potentially trying to hunt down these last two rifles, but it doesn't look like there's a collision course aligned.
Probably saw double entries there for IHC. Blitz getting his one, but then almost as soon as he gets it, that's when Mara also committed to his swing. Head coach and head collector. Ruh-roh. Stardust in trouble. And dead. Yeah, look at him collecting heads. Continuing to do so.
You know, if you were an actual head collector, it would probably get pretty boring over against CS, because, like, you're collecting the same head over and over again.
It's not about the differences, it's about the quantity.
Okay, so you're a head hoarder. Got it.
Yeah, that's me, head hoarder.
I'm not very good at it, to be honest, so...
Yeah, we're like... I was gonna say... hip-hobbyist.
I will subscribe to that, even without Counter-Strike. Well, Stardust is inside his own Molotov, or no, inside the T Molotov, trying to get ahead of it and find a kill on Tamara. Bartek might be caught with a molly in his own hand, but Hustica doesn't want to try and punish now. Will be burning away, and Morris found the freebie in the meanwhile. Bartek cannot punish, and Hustica won't get away to relative safety.
Takes about as much damage to his own Molotov as he does in damage via bullets. Techno finds his kill over at long, though, so it will still be a 3-on-5. Blitz will once again maintain his contacting out of Monster and will still find the head of Imagine. That's a duel that has not gone Imagine's way. 910 does collect on Mara. Once again, this 1-2 punch between long and short will be attempted, but once they ID that AWP, they start to move the other way.
Monster has to be careful about this. He's the only real hope that they have, and then Bartek just catches him out and shuts him down. It was already looking like it could be a save, lined up, and Clutch will be forced to call for it, even if they thought otherwise initially. Do they have money for the next one? They're on full loss bonus, so they should have money for a buy as long as 910 will be saving this up. But that might be up for debate.
They'll still be able to full buy even if he loses this AWP. It's just be about comfort and how much utility they have. Guns won't be the problem. It'll be everything around them. 910 is suspicious. As that AWP is there, but now he's almost certainly dead. Techno is so close by and should just be able to chase him down. One more kill will be found here by 910, but a buy in the pocket, trying to suit and do damage to that IHC economy because they haven't been too successful in rounds gone by, but IHC got banged.
What's the solution to come out from Clutch Gaming's side? Because obviously we can't rely on anything like Hostika's lurking presence on the CT side. He can't pull anything like what he did on the T side of Inferno, right? 910 is clearly not finding his entries either. Is it really as simple as just hit your shots, maybe?
It seems like that is the solution really for IHC as well. Like they've been very sharp and very quick to collect on, especially these entry kills. It doesn't matter who it's been. So far in a lot of these opening engagements, they've just been quicker on the trigger. And, you know, some of that will have to be implemented by Clutch themselves. You know, whether it's someone like Hastica that gets a bit more physical in the opening affairs. Because we saw 910 take up a forward position with that AWP. He got his kills, but they still couldn't, you know, pull the round together. He started off just as well as you would hope. 10-2. But only one round to show for it. And Imagine hasn't gotten a single kill since the pistol round.
Hopefully that changes soon, because he was such a big part of the defense of B on Inferno as well. The CT side is not going to have a chance if he's not able to step up. Hostika's considering the timing that he would require to be able to move forward. Stardust spots out 3. He's out in the open. There's a trade and twice over. Annihilation and Techno but able to take down both 910 and Stardust. So now double smoke to the back of the sides. Hostika, the only one who can try and get anything done here. Fully blinded out, though, and these timings are perfect. Techno getting another frag, and IZR might be nestled away behind the smoke, but that's simply another kill waiting to happen. Another rifle that cannot be saved. Imagine will find nothing either, so they lose all weapons, and they are very quickly losing a real opportunity to close out a series that they would almost never get.
Yeah, I think the concern here for Clutch, you know, in seasons gone by, you know, once upon a time they used to actually, I think, ban Overpass, but they actually adopted it into their map pool. They actually started picking it themselves as well, and they've had some success on the map. I think in the series that we've seen, you know, on HLTV, they've been able to win both showings, and it does seem as though they, I mean, the setups are fine enough. You know, they obviously have a good understanding of how they want to play off each other, but right now we're just not seeing that same level of grit like we did on Inferno. These rounds haven't been close. IHC have been able to pick them apart. See their money
I will say they have
getting away from them.
They have had some small moving parts of their setup that do end up going against them occasionally, right? Like, so even when you think back to the double entry of Blitz and Ara going into the B bomb site, you know, Imagine is just having that small little reposition from pillar back to barrel. That's when he's caught out. Second player looks away because he's not ready for it. Doesn't know that he's not actually exposed to Monster, maybe. Gets caught out by Mara looking at.
It kind of looks like their plan A. Like, they understand what they have to do for their plan A, but readjusting it when something goes wrong, because things have been going wrong, hasn't been their forte.
Hell, even if, forget things going wrong, even if they just have to reposition in late in the round, like right in the previous round.
Yeah.
Stardust goes for that wide swing, 910 is behind him as well, and he's caught out in the open right there, trying to get information with his 3 players watching out. And that'll happen sometimes, right? But it feels like that's happening consistently.
We're about to see probably 2 or 3 players get to max money if Clutch don't put up a better performance here and now. See, Techno's already on the precipice. Annihilation will if they win. Blitz won't be too far behind. It's a little out of whack because things were so contentious, and, you know, it felt like Clutch were that much more... You know, in the server sounds so stupid to say, but they were far more engaging on that T side of Inferno, and this feels like a far cry away from what we saw on map 2. Good kill from IZR will punish Mara for his deep peaks on short, and Bartek takes a lot of damage inside of Connector. This is a good start for Clutch.
Could this be the point in the half where Clutch can try and bring it all the way back? They will always have to face up against the ridiculously bulging wallets of IHC. They are basically on about 11k average money. IZR finds Blitz, another freebie as Blitz tries to get aggressive and see if he can kind of catch out of timing.
Don't know that he anticipates 910 so close, but won't peek into the bathrooms, and as he creeps further and further forward, 910's even more exposed. Oh god, Techno doesn't even see. Uh-oh, yeah, doesn't turn, didn't know 910 was so close.
Yeah, that's definitely 4-3 coming into play there. Over at flashbang from Haseka to be able to make sure that 910's got some more space to try and back off with, but Annihilation, by the time he rounds his corner, he's going so slowly, he will have lost his teammate already. 910 with the additional brutality of a headshot will end up falling, but with 8 seconds on the clock, it has to be a huge one from Annihilation, and he might be up for the toss. The bomb is down. Both players funneled in from the same direction. Annihilation has no threat coming over from Connector, and he will realize that IZR and Imagine, unlike to have gone for short control, they've been going for a very passive setup, and playing back jail makes it a difficult rotation to call for. Annihilation covering off from toilets. He will be peeked into, gets the first one. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And IZR will be able to find the frag and bring it back. Otherwise, Clutch would have truly had their hopes and dreams annihilated right there.
Oh my god, what an attempt there from Annihilation. 3 out of the 4, but IZR that very, very fast on the trigger there, and didn't hit it firmly into the body. Had to go around that corner in divider. So damn close. Far too close if you're Clutch. Your first round in what feels like forever, and it comes down to a one-on-one after having a significant numbers advantage. That is scary stuff. This is the problem. So many clean rounds from IHC. A lot of coins, and these coins have value. Double nade. Actually, yeah, they double naded onto boost, and Hasnika was the booster, so he took a lot of damage too. So it's a free kill, and one that's teed up to be, but Stardust, one kill in through middle might be enough to help alleviate that strain. Bartak tanking that nade himself and needs to hit a clean shot on this duel. Stardust is pinned in position, but this 4-on-4 still hangs by a thread.
Accelerating forward, needs to find Imagine. Imagine will be able to come out better on the duel. Blitz is put into so much more pressure as a result of it, but Bartik alleviate. They don't realize Stardust's position, though. By the time they do lose Blitz, but even so, too much damage dealt on the bomb site itself. And IHC will still prevail. Imagine looked like he was going to be in a position to come through with a double.
No such luck. No such luck. And we're back into the thick of it. IHC half buy into full buy. That'll be the pattern they recede to. And they might be pulling out all their hair after this. Bolding, perhaps.
Okay. That's one way of getting aggressive and finding everything. Imagine on the face of Monster will appear right back out and just shoot it with the Desert Eagle. That's one solution they never tell you as a kid, right? The monster under your bed, shoot it in the mouth.
Ay, caramba. Now they're completely restricted. I mean, they have to fight out of this situation, and 910 will finally flank in through Monster. Misses the head of Annihilation, ducking under the cover, and finally 910 will put an end to his business. Damage done onto Blitz through the wall. Stardust being a huge nuisance, and Blitz wants to address it, but now they've recovered that AWP, and so while Blitz finds his kill, he's actually got the bomb. He can retreat. He found the gap that allows him access towards this A bomb site, and there's not going to be utility. There's not going to be a kit available. The fact that Blitz has escaped is something that Clutch will have to update on their info, because 910 right now stoic, but Imagine's quick to try and rotate in. They're worried about a double bluff, though.
Real opportunity for Blitz to try and get aggressive and find Imagine as well. There is just enough time to do so, but that's what Imagine's reading into. He's expecting that very play. Blitz, however, clearing out the back of the bomb site, will just be going for the straight plant. Will even be looking to occupy bank soon after, but no, he is readjusting, playing from the site itself. This is bold. Not sure if he realizes that 910 will probably have an op or not, but he's managed to move all the way past. He's wondering about a flag to come through. Blitz is not going to be able to get this. There's no way. 910 is just covering. He needs to get the perfect pre-fire as well. Dodges out the bullet. Will be able to get into the line of fire of Imagine, but despite his best Neo impression, he was not the chosen one.
Yeah. Got on that bomb so quick. You know, they had enough time to play with, even without the kit, that the protocol was already basically in place. If 910 missed, Imagine had to get off that bomb, and he does so. You know, making up for some lost time is Imagine. He's been struggling ever since that pistol round, but now comes in with very, very important frags. 2 kills through Monster, and the round was thrown into absolute turmoil. Almost a masterminded clutch there from Blitz, all in all, but kind of, I think, maybe thought too hard about it. Played an illogical step to try and catch them off guard. Mara can actually contest through the short side of smoke, and they boosted last round, and they'll do so again. Last gun, this time we'll see success. No double nades for IHC.
Goodbye, Bartek. Got a lot of position from Stardust there. Huh. Cute off angle.
I do wonder whether, because they've already got 8 rounds, they're willing to be more brazen, more risky. You know, this is the first time we've seen IHC cheat through these smokes. Same thing happened on Monster.
Yeah, the double, that's exactly what I was going to talk about, the double push through the Monster smoke. Yeah.
I wonder if they're counting their chickens and just thinking, ah, well, we can look to expand the farm.
Well, the farm has got a real defender against Foxes, but that defender is missing all of his shots, and a flashbang will end up in his demise. They've lined up as well. Stardust down at just 7 HP, but he hasn't been noticed. He hasn't spotted. He's going to be able to peek out and deny them all. Plus Techno! The trade grenade lined up. Techno will be feeling it just to the side, but the Molotov's really what would be troubling. Annihilation now left alone. A 1-on-2, a close range angle. He knows that Astica cannot be no-scoped. Not from mid-air, at least. 8-4. Clutch are still in this.
And those 2 kills they get at the start of the round are really what holds its importance, because those extra players make all the difference in the world. No one that was there to cover as soon as they tried to get back on that bomb plant, and Clutch knew it. Op could only pick one of them off at max, and nades were great. So Clutch could still salvage this. They can piece this one together. Those funds are starting to run a little thin. This time no short smoke. Mara doesn't have to go through one. So we'll be able to establish some control with minimal effort. Stardust out in the open. Bartak spotted it. Doesn't want a full foul, full victim like he did in rounds gone by. That's a missed smoke.
That's very weird. Just clip the corner of a texture.
It's a rounded corner, yeah. So it just bounced off the small geometry in it. So it ended up almost working like a T-sided smoke. You know, smoking off the condor is what T-side players will do on defaults. The Stardust doesn't stick around. Backs up, plays the site alongside 9-10, who after a stellar start, 10-2 once upon a time, has slowed and will find no success here as well. Annihilation, that boost was perfect.
Rotations back to the A-bomb site will be a little bit slow, so Stardust position is everything, and he's lost it. He's lost the duel. Mara immediately removes him, so they've no longer got a second prong. They've no longer got that second piece of bread you need to make a sandwich. And unfortunately for Clutch, it is lunchtime. They've come through and feeling a little bit hungry. I think Techno can solve your problem the old-fashioned way, just by putting them down.
Oof. Maybe overstaying his welcome, but I think they do want to save. A fresh smoke down over the stairs, and while they've re-navigated, still hunting for extra damage. This round is gone. This round is lost. There is no kit here for Clutch. One is dropped on the site, but 2 detached. And never moving from his spot was IZR, so the decision was made long ago. Fresh round, and another look at it here for IHC, already up to 9. I've yet to see real pushes into playground. You know, very infrequently have we seen aggressive moves through Fountain. I think Stardust had one round where he pushed Techno off the angle. But aside from that, Clutch has been playing a pretty big
Almost caught out of there. Will be taken down. IZR and Stardust both good for a kill apiece, and Annihilation all alone in the fadeaway will end up falling as well. Nothing to be offered there whatsoever.
Yeah, these feel just like hazardous rounds from IHC. You know, trying to take chances and push the limits. And it's a little disrespectful. But it's something that they probably feel comfortable to do because of the lead that they've already attained. CT side shouldn't be too much of an issue. Mara has been able to hold his own across the map so far. There's not the same that can be said about all coach standards. You know, sometimes we're like, well, he shouldn't be in this circumstance. This kind of sucks for him. Mara doesn't look too far out of place.
Well, now he's far out of the server for the moment at least, so.
Back to what he's used to, spectating.
He is very good at that. Yeah, you click those mouse buttons. Switch between the right players.
But now he can talk during gameplay instead of timeouts.
Not quite sure what the rule is on that for ECL in online, though. I'll be honest.
No, but from all the LAN, you know, he's watching these guys succeed.
True. Got some proud dad moments going on there. That is a annoying angle.
Yeah, that's why I scored goal.
To say the least.
Mara wanted it.
Hasika 910. Oh, Hasika. So dangerous, but doesn't realize the play close by, and he's going to lose his life as a result of that. Techno's brought it back to a 3-on-3 with his double 910. Swats out the first. Techno's down, but Annihilation trying to close the distance. Distracts with a Molotov. And will allow the bomb to be planted. Imagine's flank from long, though, is something that they will not be prescient of at all. Probably going to be expecting a player to be coming in from Connector. IZR knows exactly what's going on here. Bartek turning around and fading away. Will be peeking in, and IZR is ready. Annihilation, the only player left to deal with, and Clutch Gaming will close out the 5v3 despite Techno's attempts of bringing it back.
Yeah, fantastic work. And a 6th round secured here for Clutch. We're going to have to move into the second half. We'll see whether Clutch can find that extra step after the break.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
Techno and Mara. Techno good for a quick one. Bartek and Mara are doing the same on the other side, and Techno's got the roundhouse to finish out. 3 players keeping Kevlar nice and in. 2 rather, actually. Bartek did have his tickled down, but you know what? 2 players keeping Kevlar nice and intact as well. IHC, great pistol round for them right there. Brings them to what, 2 out of 6 now?
I think 3. Didn't they win one on Inferno
No,
as well?
no. But they lost the first pistol over here. They just got the force spy.
Ooh. Yeah, but they... Yeah, no, I think... Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah, it's 2. Yeah, you right. My fault. Either way, the situation remains the same. 10-6. Yeah, it was a bit problematic for Clutch Gaming. And this might be a demoralizing finish to what was otherwise a very contestable series. We talked about it at the start of this map. This could have been 2-0 for Clutch to a certain degree. Their Inferno looked great. Their nuke was pretty threatening. And if not for the actions of Blitz in the tail end of that nuke game, it could have been a completely different story. But
Yep.
that's why they pay him the big bucks.
Hopefully. We don't actually know what he
Yeah,
gets
no,
paid.
that's true.
Just as a heads up. Yeah. Asian CS is a bit of an anathema in that department. I actually have literally not even like
Yeah, not the faintest clue.
ballpark.
Like, especially, you know, people have been speculating about the removal of one of their of Score. You know, it was about a year ago that he signed with this team. Was it a year contract? No, we don't know.
Yeah.
We can only speculate.
Anybody's guess, really. Meanwhile, though, what a shot from Imagine. Wasn't having the best of games in the first half. Did have a few nice rounds, don't get me wrong, but that's a nice little way to flex up into the second half.
Mara does...
Right timing for Mara.
Yeah, does find him, but can't find the kill to collect on. IZR as well knows that he's a key man to stay alive, and so Mara trying to threaten this position won't go much further than that corner. IZR is out of there.
This is still pretty massive because with the smoke and connector that's been deployed by Stardust himself, the A-side players can congregate inside the toilets and see what they can find from there. IZR's positioning, and now with Imagine behind him as well, makes this a really risky round. Don't get the 4v5 to confuse you. IHC are in a very good position over here. They are going to have to use a lot of extra utility as well because Mara could still be basically anywhere as well. Techno's found one with the AWP that was recovered. Mara's gone, and that gives them some more information. But Bartek is still on the bomb site even now with the MP9. That's an annoying smoke to deal with. He could be anywhere from behind that, and that gives space for Blitz to start rotating. Techno with the AWP is trying to prevent the procedure forward from the short position. Meanwhile, Bartek good for the one. Techno's covered off the jump up, and Mara's play is just giving them so much space to work around. Information galore. Imagine has to be the one to seal the deal, but with 7 seconds, there's not a chance in the world that he's going to be able to do that.
Yeah, even with it being sort of pulled back to a 3-on-4 there, IHC did such a good job, and you know, it almost looked like a mistake there from Bartek to deploy that smoke. Very unlikely he goes cleared, but you're right, you know, it buys that extra time. He could have re-navigated over to the barrels, and it stops Clutch in their tracks. That allowed Techno to get into position with the AWP. You know, Blitz was able to cover off short, so suddenly Bartek's position, where he's effectively swarmed on all sides, is now contained by a number of the rotating players. So really well handled. You know, that numbers advantage, like you were saying, was never really out of the favor of IHC, in spite of them, you know, being down that man. Mara has been a key piece in this series, not only because he's, well, standing in, but you can see him as well taking some ground for them.
Yes, that is a reason for him being a key piece.
Yeah.
That is Annihilation.
He hit it.
He did hit it. What so? He's going to be hitting that too. 910 is gone and out. Completely losing all control of the toilets and long is hardly ideal, but even more so when you've got Deagles having a legitimate chance of doing damage and more. Blitz will fall in his attempt to reclaim as perhaps a deep lock and loses out rifle. So there's 2 rifles recovered. Suddenly things get dangerous. Bartek's in a good position, but only if he can find these frags, and he's only good for the one. Imagine set up for what could be a 4K and a 1v2, rather 1v3 in the end.
bullet.
But that's not going to be enough. Not unless you're Annihilation and you have the AWP and you're cheating.
Yeah, well, yeah. That simplifies things, doesn't it? You know, one bullet's all you need with the AWP, but even when he was pushing in there, it was a bit apprehensive, the fact that he was trying to find Annihilation when he only had one in the chamber. Or one in the mag. Might have to pick up a couple of How to Combat Sadness magazines if you're clutch. So close, and yet so far when we come to this third map. They have been dominated.
Those names do have... Those magazines do have a name. You know, Michael, they're called Cosmopolitan.
Now that's how to fall into sadness, actually.
Wait. Now that's what I've been doing wrong. Techno finds what Imagine's been doing wrong, and he stomps on his face. Stardust will be able to trade out and maintain position, so with a flashbang from Blitz actually blinding out his teammate, that could have been Mara, to actually fall. Instead, he does compensate by just getting kills through the wall.
Yeah, it wasn't even him. Blitz stole it away. He spammed through wood and connected, so what can you do?
Oh.
Nice heads up play here from Mara, and his head will be all that's spotted, really. It's an unpunishable position unless you're very, very quick to the draw. This just feels like a complete non-starter. 40 seconds, and sure they've got short control, but they're still going to have to move into a pretty strong setup here for IHC. As long as Mara doesn't fall for free, this will be a done deal.
Yeah, going and out. Bartek traded out, though, very, very swiftly. 9-10 and Hastic are the ones to find the frags, and this is where this gets interesting. 2-on-2. Having control Blitz might have, but he doesn't realize there's a player so close. Hastika's HP deficit is too much to deal with for himself, though, and 9-10 is left with a full belt of util and no teammates. A 1-on-2. Annihilation trying to cover off with the AWP. The full belt of util isn't going to be particularly useful over here, as he doesn't want to expend anything. 9-10 has to catch a timing on Blitz, and as soon as he looks away, he's been spotted out. Now that they know where he is, there's only so much he can do. Molotov will be deployed at the very least, buy some time for himself, but Annihilation nearby with a smoke at the ready and a kid at his hip will be able to deliver the 14th.
Yeah, decent crack at it. You know, I didn't think they would be able to actually break into B, but Mara unable to get his one kill in the bomb site. Only really set up for the one kill between the two of them, and you'll take that numbers game every day of the week, but as soon as the defender of the plant was found, it's almost impossible round for 9-10 to win. They were so patient. They knew they had the kit, they knew they had the smoke, and so they were comfortable to wait out the site smoke that was down as well. A lot more composed. IHC this time over. But straight through that monster smoke they will go, and Bartek didn't even stick around, didn't try and spam, didn't want to get full or taken down without finding anything from it. IZR dealt with, and through the smoke Bartek goes, and Hastika actually cheated through it himself, but will find no success. There are kills right back, but 9-10, all that's left. A 3-on-1 bomb dropped at the feet of the CTs.
I smell 15. It is cooking. And all 9-10 can do is decide the time on when it will come out of the 1-on-3 with a double peak, and he won't find a single one. 15-6. IHC does not look like the team that was, frankly speaking, losing on Nuke and Inferno. And, well, did lose Inferno. And I don't know how much of that we credit to IHC and how much that we do point out that, you know, Clutch looks like they've got a lot less control on the map, on both the T side and the CT side. You know, we pointed out some small faltering and some small issues on the plan B of CT. But even on T, it has been very much, hey, even if we're getting some entries, even if we're getting some, you know, equalizations, where do we go from there? That last step isn't quite there necessarily.
Yeah, I think some of the starter rounds did just look like they were getting out-aimed as well. So it felt like they were just less comfortable in the angles that they were taking.
Annihilation opportunity given up, and Stardust will be going down.
The burden on all these extra players. They've ID'd that AWP. How do you capitalize? IZR dealt with, and that looked like crazy recoil on that AWP, but won't matter. Hasek is getting shot from the back. 910 can at least find damage right in response, but suddenly it's Imagine a 1-on-4. He started this game off well, 3 kills in the pistol round, came to a grinding halt and really recovered his game, but now has to recover what the remnants are of Overpass here for his team, and 4 players to do it, not looking likely.
Putting it nicely. 40 seconds. Players swarming through heaven and short. Nowhere to go for a freebie. Mara's now spotted him as well. Bomb being planted. They've heard it going down. He'll be able to readjust, but the spam is keeping him in place, and that'll be it. Bartek finding the seal on the game, will connect with 16, and 16-6 IHC looking much more convincing as we head in.